All right. One of the tricky things about my trading style is that the ability and skill to break even or get out of a trade that goes against you. Okay, we got that morning news, the PPI report, and the market just went straight down. So I'm thinking short, why not? And it climbs back up to a reasonable area, and then I'm starting to look for short opportunities. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Okay, on the 2000 tick chart, the MNQ is what I'm trading. Here's the drop. It slowly comes up into this area where it looks like it wants to roll. I add one, it doesn't quite go. I should have added up here, and that would have really been the best concept. So my mistake was that I added back down here when I thought it was going to break down again. Price goes back up to where the original drop comes down, and I add double my size, and then I just scalp out for break even, a little bit better than break even, and get out of the trade. I want out of the trade because this is where I expected it to break down. I'm never trading too big in the beginning of my trades because I always, with the NASDAQ, I always expect to add to my position. So every trade that I make is always a small position, and I'm always thinking I'm going to double, I'm going to triple and quadruple this into 5 micros maybe, and even 10 micros possibly. I prefer to trade with 1 to 3 micros and just keep scalping all day long and make, the money that way. But there's times when the trade doesn't go right, and I'm well prepared to scalp out of it and break even. So you can see right here, it went up. I added to my position. I had 4 micros up here, and then it came down this line. These lines are always where I need to break even. As soon as it came down, I broke even. I have $17 profit, and I'm like, okay, let's not think about shorting then right now. So the short idea is gone, and I didn't have to stop out for a loss. And it's all because the plan that I have and the strategy that I have is to always prepare to add to my position in case it doesn't go my way. Now, I don't ever look to get big home run hits. I'm not trying to make a gazillion dollars on each trade. I am literally looking to have base hits all the time, maybe 7 to 10 base hits a day. And my goal is to make, $100 a day with copy paste and, 10 accounts. That'd be $1,000 a day. That's plenty of money for me. I don't need more than that really. But so that's what I do on this channel. I'm trying to protect myself if the trade goes against me, and I'm trying to get small base hits. So I enter in a trade. Now, if this would have worked, 1 micro down to here, that'd have been about $70, $80. Maybe more. I added one here. If it would have went down into this little range right here, I'd have been up $150. So what happened? It went against me. I was down about maybe $110 up here. And I added to my position, and it went, and I broke even, and I got out of the trade. Okay, so what happens when it just keeps going up? Well, that's the days I have my big drawdowns. If you see my video, some of the biggest drawdowns that I've had, it can get pretty ugly. But with the profits that we've made for the month, $6,000, $7,000, I have a $2,000 drawdown. It's making the small profits along the way has been very beneficial to building up a cushion. So I'm not that worried about it anymore. In the beginning, I was very terrified of having a massive move against me and then doubling and stuff like that. It's very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. And there's been times that I've had to take a loss. I took a $1,000 loss one time and could have had a devastating account blowout once. And but the point is, my account size dictates my maximum loss. So in my real money accounts and on the Apex account, the most I can lose is $2,500 for the 50K. For the 50K account, that's the most I can lose. So I'm looking at it like I'll build a cushion of $2,500 in it, maybe $5,000 in it. And then I can just trade the way I want to trade. All right. If I blow the account, it's limited by how much I have in that account. So I never keep a lot in an account in case that happens to me. So your stop loss and your strategy, your risk management strategy, your money management strategy needs to be baked into everything you do. And for me, the way I dictate my maximum loss is, well, how much money do I have in that account? Because I'm willing to blow, $2,000, $3,000 if I'm wrong, and slowly build up $5,000, $6,000. Since April so far, we've had profits in the demo anyway, that I can have a cushion. So I'm looking to transfer this kind of trading strategy into the Apex accounts that I have on top. But these Apex accounts, I can't afford to have a drawdown like that yet. So I'm really, really careful with taking small base hits. I'm not doubling and tripling and doing that kind of trading with my Apex accounts. My real money account on the bottom right, I'll do that because it's my own money and I can have as much a drawdown as I want. And I only got, $1,500 in that account. So if I, have a bad day, I'm only going to lose $1,500. So that's kind of where I'm at with this trading strategy. It's not the best strategy, but it works for me. And so far, we're doing pretty good in it. I'm just slowly trying to pass these Apex accounts little by little, trying to get to the point where I am going to be able to have a payout at one day in those. So, okay, so what I'm doing here on this liquidity sweep up here is I'm just going to go ahead and short. I am not convinced this is going to be a bull run today after the PPI report came out negative. Yes, it's looking bullish, no doubt about it. But I think it's going to be head faking to the top side, in my opinion. You can see here on the 10,000 tick chart. The news came out, PPI was hot, came back all the way back up, grinded right back up into the range and up to these levels here. The question is, do we believe it's going to be a breakout day today after the PPI was strong and hot like that? I just don't see this going up here to this box up here. I could be wrong, and I could learn a lot from today. And if I am wrong, I learn the most when I am wrong. I really do. So it's good to really, but I'm willing to short up here at the top levels. Okay. So I entered in a short trade right here. I've got my strategy to where I can break even and add to my position and get out if I need to. I'll let you know how it goes. All right. Here's another example. We shorted right here at these levels where it did go up over the top. You got to expect it to go over the top. You can't, I'm always ready for the NASDAQ to sweep stops and run stops and go past where I think it. And that's my trading strategy. I'm always betting that it's going to take out the highs, take out the lows, do exactly the opposite of what you're thinking. So just because I'm shorting in this area right here does not mean that I don't believe that it's going to go up for a while. It can still go up, absolutely. So we are ready though right down here to we have to be able to scalp out of some of this. I shorted 2. If it comes back down, and I'll get out of 1 and then I'll hold the other one. I want to make sure, because it did go up, and it might continue to go up, then I got to think about my strategy changes a little bit from holding everything to reducing. So now I would be in a reduction mentality instead of, if it reversed right here with 2, then I would have been in a good situation. Because it went up and now it's consolidating, I'm looking to just maybe get out of some of it. And eventually, if it stays in this area, I'll be looking to break even and get out of the trade. That means if it keeps going up to yesterday's previous high where this line is, I'll be looking to add and then let it come down, and I'll just break even because I'll be wrong again. It's just not going short. So that's how I'm going to break even. I'm only short 2 micros at the moment, and that's the plan. All right, let's see if it gets me out of one of them, and I will hold one, because if it creates a lower high here, JPal's about to speak in a few minutes, so I don't think it's going to keep going straight up until, here's what he says, and I do expect it to fall down. I probably should bring this down just a little bit more here, and then just wait patiently for him to start speaking and see what happens. All right, price did come back down. I did scalp out of 1. I guess if I had more courage and confidence, I would hold both of them. I just want to reduce my size a little bit. In case it does go up, then I'll have some more flexibility to add. I still think short for the bias, but you never know how high it might go up before you're actually right. So just adding and adding to your position can be very dangerous if you don't do it properly. And it's important to scale out of those higher positions, but do it the best. I try to always get to break even, so I'm not taking any kind of net loss, right? You don't want to take a net loss on any of it. Sometimes you have to take a small loss, say if it doesn't come all the way to break even and you got to get out of some of your position, but you still profited because it went in your favor. The ads go in your favor, but they don't quite come to break even. You do suffer a little bit of a realized loss on those, but you're still reducing the amount of the overall unrealized loss and eventually the realized loss. It's still beneficial to scalp out of some of the ads, even if you're not at break even. So that's what I did. But this, I was able to wait for it to come down to break even and get out. So it was profit. And now I'm just holding the 1. Now I'm still short. And I'm thinking if it goes back up here, now I can add that one back much, much higher, which is much more beneficial than just holding it from a lower price if I'm short. So I'll keep this one and see what happens. All right, I'm thinking about getting out of some of this now. Let's see what we got here. Just closing the position for a profit. We're up about $50 today. I'm happy with that.
Order filled.
I'll close it. Probably too early, but this is the demo account, and I'm just on a day like this where I don't exactly know which way it's going. I'm gonna be very, very careful to trade in the Apex accounts. I like to have more confidence in what might happen before I do those accounts. All right, let's give you another example of when things go wrong and how to slowly build into your position and then break even and get out of the trade, because that's very important. Knowing how to manage a bad trade is very important. So we're short 3 micros right now. We're down about $180. I started shorting down here, and then when it popped up to these levels here, I added one, and then when it went over this level here, I added one. So now I'm going to maintain this position and slow down on the adding, because 3 is about my limit, because I know how much that can go against you. You've got to have experience with that in terms of what if the market moves another 100 points, what will that do to my drawdown, and just have experience in that. And that's why we have the day chart like this, where we know what the maximum day levels are for the NASDAQ, and it's about a 500 point move. Right now, the day has moved about 151 points. So holding 3 micros, if it continues to go against me, I can manage that. If you go into 10 micros and 20 micros and you hold for that long, it's a much, much, much more devastating situation to be in. So let's take a look at the boxes that we have here. This is as high as the biggest. Now, keep in mind that 500 point days are usually drops. So I don't expect this bullish day to be a 500 point day. So it's going back into this consolidation area. If anything, it could definitely get to the top of this level here and probably have some trouble. So I am looking to basically break even and get out of this trade because I was wrong. All right, here we are. Let's close the position, as you can see.
Order filled.
So what happened was we did the strategy where you got to have a bias that's pretty reliable. I just didn't see today breaking out for some reason. You have to be convicted in your own heart about the direction of the day. So, and isn't that what traders do? We have a feeling, an intuition, a discernment about the direction, bullish, bearish, or flat. Sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong. All right, so I started my trade down here with 1 micro. I added, and it started to roll around, and I added again, so I was short 4. And then I sold half here, and I sold the other half down here, and now we're up. Yeah, $162. Okay, that's not bad. So what I'm going to do is start to short 1 again right here. Let's see what happens. I could start at the bottom here with just 1. Let's do 1, and then we'll see if we can do that again.
Order filled.
New trade, short 1 micro. Okay, what happened was it went up a little further, up to the same levels up here, and I added 3 more. So right here I added 2 for short 3. When it got up to the same highs for the day, I added 3, so short 6 micros. When it came down to break even and crossed through break even, I closed half that position, and I waited for it to flush down here, and we closed the entire position when it finally was profitable. So now we're up about $237 in the demo account, and I do not want to push it. So we're done for the day. We'll see you on the next video.